Hello guys, right, this is a video with a difference, so I'm going to make an apology right from the start if I ramble on different subjects. But for me, you will rarely hear me talking about psychology of trading apart from possibly slamming it. Because I'm a great believer in pure price action, pure scalping. I couldn't swing trade to save my life, and as such I feel the psychology of actually being able to hold a trade for hours and hours is wasted on me, and I'll try and explain that without being rude to people, because I know psychology plays a massive part in a lot of traders' thought processes. Every day you learn something new in trading, and the reason I'm making this video right now is because it's believe it or not, it's 2 o'clock in the morning on Sunday overnight UK time, or thereabouts, 10 to 2, I often get these weird thoughts come into my head about trading whilst I'm asleep. I suppose I should keep this may sound strange as well, I do apologise. I promise you I'm not drunk or anything. You know, walking the dog, I get these weird ideas. I should really carry a dictaphone or a notepad around. Sometimes I remember them and make a video about them, and that's why you will often find these videos are a little bit off the wall. Overnight I can be asleep. I'm a light sleeper. I wake up, I try to get back to sleep, and in that process I get these weird thoughts come into my head about trading because I'm trying to get to sleep, and that's how my mind works. Do apologise. So yesterday I had a conversation with someone, and an off the wall comment really triggered a new thought in my head, and that's obviously why I've woken up with it now, because and he'll know who he was, and if he does, you know, there's no, please don't take this the wrong way at all. It's not a dig or a disparaging way of looking at it. It's, in fact, I appreciate that one small comment, because it's led to me thinking, obviously during my sleep and whatnot, about it. And the comment is that we were talking about 1, 2, 3 reversals and 2B reversals and so on, and I was going on about how they were the genesis of my thought processes, because the 1, 2, 3 reversal, and we all know what that is now, hopefully. This is a 1, 2, 3 lower high reversal here, fails to make a new high, and then the price just drops down. And what the 2B and the 1, 2, 3 did, and here's a potential 2B now: low, high, higher, low, high, low, lower, high, lower, low. This would be the poke bar, the trigger bar, because you draw a line there, or Vic does. If it closes above the high of this bar here, or any subsequent bar, so in fact this bar is the subsequent poke bar now, so that would have been the trigger bar. That would have made this the trigger bar. So close, well, Vic didn't need a close, he just needed a break. Excuse me. I'd wait for a close and then pull back, and then continuation. That would be a 2B. So what this did, it changed my thought processes from swings to pure candles, because he drew the line there. That candle becomes categorically the candle of interest, and if you draw the line there, because this is a subsequent low now, draw it under there, that candle becomes the candle of interest. So as you can see, as we're closing up through there, potentially a little pullback and then a continuation. What we've got here now, not really relating to Vic and his 2B, is if this closes above here and through here, then we've got a gap to this new selling area. Anyway, I've gone off topic, and I said I would, so I apologised at the start. This looks like it's long for many reasons. This is the Asian session range. Range here, hidden behind that line and that line, so quite a decent distance there. I've gone off topic again, but apologise. But the point being, I reckon this has got room, 133 pips, tiny one there, big one here, 257, that one there, these are all rough guides of course, about 120, 130, and so far here about 87. So if we say 100, which would take us up to, well, 130 I suppose, we'll get a rough idea. Yeah, 100 and, well, is it fading, 140 odd up to that supply and demand area there would mean that this range is continuing. So I would expect then we've got a big area here as well. So excuse me, but we always go to the most recent one on the left hand side. So I would expect this to continue up, and if I was trading this with a live account, then I would be looking for every reason to trade this long, lower time frame, using the RSI histo of course, which has changed from green. So again, I'm off tangent, but 30-minute is green when this closes. Then we've got our trigger here, in fact, on the 15-minute, bust up, pull back, break and close up. As you can see, it's doing its stuff now. So that area I talked about, this area here, would be a good area to go for. I've gone totally off tangent, but there is a good 47 pips there, so it's about 120 plus the commission, or 12, whatever way you want to look at that, 12 pips. So there's a good net 30 pips to be made potentially from that gap there, and as I said before, I reckon it would probably go to this because it's going to find the sellers, remember, to see whether they're still in a selling mood or whether they will buy from that point. So tests and retests. So anyway, off topic, back to the topic. The off the cuff comment or throwaway comment that was made by the person I was chatting to recently was 3 candle reversals, yeah, great, but one person's close is another time frame's wick. So that will definitely give away who they are if they watch this video. Now that was such a profound sort of thought, because it meant he didn't believe 3 candle reversals work. And this is what the whole point of this video is, guys. Trading is about belief. He went on to say, I like pivots, I like highs and lows of the daily and daily open and all that lot, and you know, that made me think of other things, Fibonacci's, and so on and so forth. Can't think of any others off the top of my head, but we all believe what we all believe. Now, as you can see, this is pushing up to that level right now, and we can see we are 2 minutes into a 15-minute, or should I say 13 minutes into a 15-minute candle. So this is the push created by this trigger here. So back on track, when I was, you know, developing my mindset and this is actually also a point worth mentioning, the psychology is there. You know, a psychologist or whatever, a mentor, one of these people online, actually commented on this. He said, you know, everyone needs psychology. I said, no one needs psychology. You just need to build a method and believe your method, and that will give you confidence. He said that is actually psychology. And you know, I didn't argue with him, and after the event I agreed with him. So you know, never discount other people's ideas, learn from them. That's probably the moral of this video. But going back to that throwaway comment, one person's close is a potential other person's wick. Yes, that's correct, but you have to find something and nail your I think this saying is colours to the wall, flag to the pole, or whatever. You have to decide which thing you are going to believe, which thing you are going to concentrate on, and then do it at the expense of everything else. And that was my eureka moment without realizing. I believed trends work. Swing 1, swing 2, swing 3, accumulation, manipulation, distribution, call it what you like. Swing 4, swing 5, the trade. And that's not, I didn't cherry pick this chart or time frame. That is what you see all the time. I see it because I believe it. Swing 1, swing 2, swing 3, swing 4, manipulation, accumulation, whatever. I always use this in my videos if you watch them, and then swing 4, the continuation. So if you believe that is the case, then you can trade it. You don't have to worry about pivots. I took them off my charts, I've added them back on. You don't have to worry about Fibonacci's. I studied them but never really traded them at all. You don't have to worry about moving averages. Are they random? Are they sort of after the event things? Because as we know, moving average, when we look at this live, will probably be up here, but as price moves, it will come towards the price, so you have to be aware of that as well. But the point is, I actually used to have massive arguments with people over Fibonacci's. Nah, I used to say they aren't precise enough for me. I've got my method, 3 candle reversals, 2B reversals, because of the precision. But in hindsight, he wasn't wrong, I wasn't wrong. I realise that now. I apologise to all these people. If you believe, fundamentals is probably the one that I was thinking about. Fundamentals, I really do have to switch off, because switch off the news, switch off news feeds, not look at any other Twitter person talking about fundamentals. But my point is, if they believe it, they can switch off. They should, in my opinion, switch off to everything else, because if they believe it, they can trade it, then that's fine. But what helps me is I can limit my stops to micro, tiny stops, 8-10 pips, and give an error allowance for the spread and slippage and spikes that the broker may cause due to liquidity. Build that into your stops. So don't, for goodness sake, have an 8-pip stop, but you find your drawdown using my method might only be on a 1 minute chart, 10-12 pips ever. But you can't have a stop at 10-12 pips because, as I say, slippage could grab you. Your broker could be up to no good, and so always be careful with that. Anyway, I've digressed again. So Fibonacci's, fundamentals, pivots. Pivots are never precise because one broker's pivot and R levels and S levels will be slightly different than others, but you rarely get a situation where a candle high or low or close or open is much more than 1 or not even 1 pip. We're talking about these micro pips, whatever, 4th, 5th decimal point, next to nothing, negligible. So the moral of this video is, find what you believe, whether it's 3 candle reversals, the RSI, or a combination of everything, and then try and focus out of everything else, and that's it. That was the point of this video, off the cuff. I woke up, I switched my computer on, especially because I use videos on here like a dream catcher notebook now, if you like, or a dictaphone. While my thoughts are clean in my head, I like to put them down, and maybe it might make you think slightly differently. I mean, this chart, random chart, we're looking at ETH USD because they're actually trading it. There is the pattern we trade: ascending trend line, descending trend line, made a new low. That's a valid level there when the low of this is broken. And as you can see, then there were trades everywhere yesterday, massive 3 candle reversal. So that trade there, off topic again, I know, was massive, 126 pips. Then it's pulled back to the hourly 8 EMA. That in itself was another trade. There's a little bit of divergence there going on the candle low, but it looks better on the 5-minute chart. And then bang, that pulled back. So the entry, would have been up here. Could have taken it on the 5-minute chart, but that's a 43 pip move. As I say, there's with this, there's a 10-11 pip plus commission cost to the trade here, so still 30 pips net there. And then we've got another trigger move to the downside. The trigger for this was on the 5-minute, of course. Then we've got another trigger move to the downside, massive. I took 2 or 3 trades, 2 trades on this actually. One to about that level there for 40 pips, and then there was another one for 40 pips down for this further move that went 140 pips. So masses of opportunities. Anyway, I'm digressing. As you can see, that's pulling up. That would have been a positive trade. Whether it'll hit the level, not really bothered. It's only demo trading on this at the moment for the weekends. And in case anyone's wondering, the reason for that is because I have no clue how and why this moves, and this is why I will demo trade this for 6, 8, 10 months, years, however long it takes for me to work out why and when this moves. Now I think these moves were probably related to something to do with Trump and the dollar and the election, Biden winning of course, but I'm not that bothered. All I'm bothered about is getting positive signals to take the trades. There was a long trade over here for a net 10 or 11 pips, and then as I say, so the whole of yesterday was 5 or 6 possibilities. It was a weekend, so I was messing about away from charts more than I was in front of them, but regardless, this thing moves and it can be traded as such. So that would have been another trade to add to the box of winners yesterday. And well, obviously today is Sunday now, but I hope this this video has had some eureka moments, light bulb moments from you, for you. As I say, choose what you believe in, whether it's the 3 CRs, 2B reversals, 1, 2, 3 lower highs, higher lows, pivots, fundamentals, Fibonacci's, and focus out of the rest. You don't need to know about all of it. Choose one that you believe in. Get your confidence that it works, which I did with the my method, the trends, and so on and so forth. Oh, the other one was, of course, good old Elliott wave. People love that stuff, and if you concentrate on it, then it will no doubt work for you too. So choose your method and own it. That's the positive. That's the thing to take away from this. So and do it at the expense of everyone else. You don't have to follow the crowd. Make your own journey, as it were. That became valid when that low was that trend line I'm talking about, when that low was broken by price there. That point became a valid attachment point. That's how I draw my trend lines. This one to the long side became valid when these highs get broken by subsequent highs, and we make lower lows. Of course, we fail to make lows, we have to make higher lows. Okay, so there is a valid, that became valid touch point when this got broken by price here. So that's it, guys. Sorry for the long-winded video. I hope it has some value for you. Remember, decide on your own method of belief, and then trade it accordingly. Thanks for watching. Have a great what's left of the weekend.